Sustainable Development Goals is really aimed at transforming the world, and that means eradicating poverty, promoting peace, but at the same time having economic viability and sustainability.
Australia can definitely achieve Sustainable Development Goal 6, and even more exciting is we can significantly improve the standard in the Asia-Pacific region.
There is a lot of know-how here in water, here in Australia, here in Southeast Queensland. We need to transfer that and exchange that and share that. One of the strongest underlying principles of the Sustainable Development Goals is that we leave no one behind. And that means we have to be very cognizant of our neighbours outside Australia, in the Asia and Pacific region, that we help them and assist them in actually achieving the Sustainable Development Goals.
The University of Queensland is very well placed to address issues around water, sanitation and hygiene because we have a diversity of research in a range of faculties who are all looking at a different part of the puzzle, if you want to call it that. And what we're looking to do is work both on the ground and in the policy sphere around how does Australia achieve those Sustainable Development Goals, especially for water, sanitation and hygiene, in both the regions that we support through the Australian aid dollar, but also at home in Australia. There are some pockets of Australia where services are not being delivered and it's actually causing significant health impacts. And these were mostly in remote Aboriginal communities. So we're looking to work with not just non-government organisations providing water and sanitation support, but also looking at the possibility of the private sector to be involved, such as water utilities that need to address the growth of the urban poor and informal or slum settlements around large capitals.
What we need is a multidisciplinary, team-based approach that looks at the whole of community type change required if we're going to sustain good outcomes.
At home, there are some areas of neglect in Australia that do not actually enjoy sufficient standard of water that can be drunk, that's safe to drink, of sanitation that is actually removing toilet waste from the local environment, or hygiene practices that are leading to some communities experiencing diseases such as trachoma and otitis media or glue ear that are not experienced elsewhere in Australia.
We have this sort of occurrence of something like trachoma, which just shouldn't exist in a developed country like Australia. It is absolutely unacceptable that it does, and you know, we may well be certainly the last developed country with that, and predominantly, if not exclusively, in the Indigenous population.
We do have obligation to ensure that we provide water and sanitation to the whole country.